Hi guys, welcome to our On Wheels TV review of the T5 2018 mod from United Racing Design for Assetto Corsa. So as you know, this mod simulates one of the most important touring car championships worldwide, and we will be addressing our opinion on this content overall. I hope we don't forget anything. You will be seeing footage of the three cars, just so you know: the Aura, which is the one we are watching now, then the Biro, and then the Maurus. So as you know, in case you are already familiar with the United Racing Design content, and in case you don't know, these are obviously fictitious names that have to do with the fact that there is no official license for using the real names of these cars, which I believe that all of you know which names they are. But in this simulation, what matters is that this is the T5 series, and the cars are the Aura, the one you are watching, the Biro, and the Mars. So we had a chance to test this content when it was released, and then last week there was an update, and we had already prepared the footage based on the first release. We then decided, because it does have a huge impact in our comment what happened during the update, we decided to delete all and prepare new footage after we already updated the content. So what we noticed was that when the cars were released, all of them, but most specifically the Aura, which is the one you are watching from this different onboard camera, most specifically the Aura was a car that suffered too much from understeering in slow corners, basically in slow corners. But it was strange in terms of its behavior, because in some slow corners there was too much understeer, and in other similar slow corners the car was more or less neutral. That happened less in terms of the Biro and of the Maurus. So after the update, which was really good in terms of the physics, the cars are now more consistent with what they are in real life, and so the cars do also suffer a little bit from understeer, which I believe is a flaw in terms of the Assetto Corsa physics, because all the cars, basically in terms of the physics on Assetto Corsa, have some understeer. I'm not the only one saying that, and I do take into consideration the opinion of experienced sim racers that also complain about that. Of course, we can try to adjust that in terms of the physics, but if you want to take the most out of the physics of the car, the default physics, and then develop to our own setup that acts better or not according to our driving, we do have to acknowledge that we have to take into consideration that the default setup on Assetto Corsa makes the cars a little bit understeer, suffer from a little bit of understeer. Anyway, specifically in this corner you are watching, the Aura was really difficult to handle. There you saw that I lost the rear, but that's because when you touch that exit on that curve, the exit of that corner, there's a sort of carpet there that is really slippery, really slippery. Anyway, the cars work really well. This is United Racing Design content. It's good to see that United Racing Design is getting back on track in terms of releasing regular content. They already published in social media that they are working on also other contents that they had in their working base, and that were a little bit in a freezing state. Good to know that they are doing that, because United Racing Design basically is known for the extreme quality of their releases, and this T5 2018 pays tribute to that, so it's fair to say that this is really good content, and one that we can immediately associate with United Racing Design. So cars have great physics, the cars have great sounds, and most important in terms of the sounds is that the sound of these cars is really similar to the sounds of the cars in real life. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to have footage from TV cameras and onboard cameras of all the three cars, and you will be watching that during the course of this video, so that you can spot the differences in terms of the sounds of the three cars, and both from the outside and on the inside. Also, the cars have different gear ratios. For instance, you see that in the fast sections of this Nürburgring track, which is an official track from Kunos in the Assetto Corsa sim, the gear ratios of the cars also varies. So you will notice that with this car, in case you haven't already noticed, with this car you reach up to sixth gear on the fast sections of the track, and with the Biro you will notice that you don't use sixth gear on any part of the track. And again, with the Maurus, which is the final car you see in the video, also you can use sixth gear on the fast sections of this Nürburgring track. Also, the cars act differently, and you feel that when you are driving. I do feel that the car with which you feel most weight and most and the car that tends to drag itself because of the weight, in my opinion, is the Biro. So you have to adjust your driving because of the way the car handles naturally in this simulation. But all in all, these are really good releases, also in terms of the physics. Another aspect that I would like to highlight, because sometimes when you talk about sim racing and when we talk about competition mods that people most of the time use for racing online, there's not sometimes there's not a great deal of attention relating to AI, to the artificial intelligence. But in this case, United Racing Design also in that matter performed really good content, are delivering a really good content, because the AI in this release is amazing. I drove the cars always with AI. The skins are the skins from United Racing Design, but at the time I had already downloaded a skin pack from a third party, a skin pack paying tribute to the real championship from this season, and I'm not sure. I'm almost sure that none of those skins is showing up in the video, and if they are, apologies to United Racing Design, but I do believe that they are not. So these are fantasy skins, although with the colors of the real cars, but with different advertising banners on the cars, and so the AI is fabulous. We drove the content always with the three brands racing at the same time, although in this case we are practicing, we are not racing. In the final section of the video with the Morris, you will see the part of a simulation of a race. But the AI is fantastic. So the cars are set in terms of the AI. I did set the AI to be aggressive, not overly aggressive, but aggressive. This is when we finish our laps with the Aura, and we now return to the track with one of the Biro cars. So I did set the AI to be aggressive, although not overly aggressive, and to be competitive at 102%, which means that the AI was really racing against you, was really trying to beat you all the time, but they were not they were not trying dive bomb overtaking maneuvers or attempts or whatever. They were trying to overtake, but in a way that a driver, or at least a driver which was not overly aggressive, would try. So that allowed us to have a lot of fun driving cars, because the cars really act fabulous on track. The cars really have good behavior, racing behavior if you prefer, and the AI also really acts accordingly, which does allow us to have fun on track and not see the effort of a race, although simulated, destroyed by a stupid attitude of an overtaking maneuver that could not be achieved. So we had a lot of fun driving this. The cars are really well designed. The graphics are fabulous, as you can see. We also enjoy very much that finally, after quite some time using this sim, we did find the perfect adjustment in terms of the graphics. So I really do believe that the graphics on the Assetto Corsa that On Wheels TV uses are now really working well, and when the content is of such quality of this one, you can really see that in the screen when you are driving and when you are watching or preparing a video, which is the case. So you are going to see now one overtaking attempt. With the Biro and with the Aura, I was not using DRS unless I was within the distance or the time gap. Yeah, I lost the rear there because the car is really powerful, handling, delivering performance and traction and power, and you have to be really cautious with that, especially when exiting slow corners, which was the case. So I was saying that I only was using DRS when I was in the distance that in real life allows us to use DRS, which is the same as saying that I was only using DRS when I was within the 1 second time gap ahead of a car, not using it before. And you could see that the car there overtook me, but it did follow the inside line, so to do it properly. And during the race, you will see that there was intense competition, but never a crazy maneuver, and therefore it's really the opportunity of having a lot of fun driving with AI, with very competitive AI, is really available in this content. So also in that matter, UnitedRacingDesign did deliver an amazing content. It's really global in terms of what it provides to users. This content is available for 8.99 euros, so you can visit the UnitedRacingDesign website and download this T5 2018 mod for Assetto Corsa for 8.99 euro, which is really affordable in terms of what you get when we analyze the quality versus price. You really get a good deal out of this. So yeah, losing the rear again. The Biro is, as I mentioned, the car that forced us to deal more with the weight, and that also is costly when you are trying to deal with the weight and dealing with the power delivery that the car provides. So it's really the car is really nervous. And in our opinion, of all the three brands, although fictitious brands available in this content, this is the one that you have to work more in terms of the driving to take the best out of it. When we tested this for the video, we just downloaded and drove for a few laps, and we used those laps in terms of the footage. So there was not, shall I say, an intense process of getting familiar with the handling of the cars, and I wanted to do this as the customer from UnitedRacingDesign does when he downloads the content. So just goes on track and understands the cars lap after lap, realizing what's different between them. They all are incredibly performant, but they drive completely in a different way, each one of the three cars, and that also highlights the quality, the overall quality of this release. Exiting that chicane there's always there's only one way to do that properly, because otherwise you will always have to work with the wheel to control the rear. But yeah, this is really good content, completely within the quality ratio that United Racing Designs always delivers in their releases. So after being overtaken by the BMW there, I lost a little bit of my references in terms of the driving line, and therefore I had to go wide, a little bit wide, but I was able to get back because also that Biro, I said BMW, sorry, also that Biro in front of me lost some pace, and yeah, here also I was able to get closer. You can see that red sign there on the car when we are getting closer or a car is overtaking us, which is a tool provided by the sim there. You can see it also again because I'm really close from the car, and it's a way to identify. It's as if it was a proximity sensor that would start buzzing or making some noise if we were in a real car. This is also interesting when it comes to a simulation. But then there's some things that the Assetto Corsa sim has, and this mod, as all other contents in terms of cars available for the sim, suffer, which is we do feel that in the first laps with the car we need some time to get the tires up to temperature, but then lap after lap, when we compare this with other sims, it's not overwhelmingly noticeable that we spot the way that the tire gets wear, or the wear of the tire, and therefore it seems that although that's not what is happening completely, it seems that the car just doesn't wear the tires. So I was after this footage, I was driving one of these cars, not the Biro. I was driving one of these cars for more than 20 laps, and when we compare this with other sims, with other simulation platforms, it's not that noticeable that the tire lost efficiency on the 19th lap, or on the 18th lap, or on the 20th lap. It does lose some efficiency, but at a certain point I was not able to determine for sure that was due to the tire wear or me being tired. And in other sims we do spot that with quite some degree of efficiency. So, but this is just our opinion, and this has just to do with the sim, not with the content, because this is really good content, and it's really good content for the sim, and of course for racing against other drivers in online racing, or for practicing before you do that with AI, or just because you want to race with AI. This is really good content from United Racing Design, and for the price it takes us to have it, it's really worth it. So we drove on practice, although in an event with separately with the Aura and with the Biro, and now we are going to start a simulation race that lasted only 3 or 4 laps for us, and there it's our Morris. You will be seeing the first lap of this race from the TV cam. I started from 9th, and you will be able to see during this footage how the AI acts in a good way in this release. So there's no crazy overtaking maneuvers. It's like if they were experienced drivers. So I'm trying to overtake that Morris, that pink Morris there, to get to 8th. He's defending, but he's defending in a good way. And now, since I have the inside line, I'm going to push him a little bit wide. I didn't touch him or anything, but I just forced him to go wide, and he loses space, and I do overtake. So now I'm close to that biro there, that yellow biro. I went a little bit wide there. Now I'm on the apex line, yeah, exiting strong. But now I'm going to see the Morris taking the inside line, and I'm afraid that he does put his front there, so I go a little bit wide to avoid contact, and he overtook me, and there I already lost the perfect line. I have to give him position there, so I was 9th. The pace was really strong. The cars behind me also with good pace. So another good thing that you learn with the AI in this release is that you have to drive really good consistently, because these they don't do stupid maneuvers, but they are consistent in terms of the lap times, lap after lap. They are fast and they are consistent. It's like if they did this on a memory, and you have to be really consistent, because otherwise they will be pushing you and they will be trying to overtake. So I lost I lost some rhythm, some pace compared to the car in front of me, and I am trying to get it back. It's not easy. And now we go to the onboard camera, and at the same time I'm under pressure from the Aura behind me, who is really putting me under pressure. He's now going to start showing up, maybe not on this lap. Yeah, on this lap I'm still ahead. Yeah, he's trying to overtake me, but I tried to delay my braking at the end of the finish straight, and therefore I was able to defend, but it will be worse in the next lap. So this is great content. This is allowing us to have a lot of fun driving the sim. You have to drive really well in each corner. You have to pick your braking spots and try to never miss them lap after lap, and try to be continue to keep good pace, because the cars in front, they are with good pace. I'm getting better in this lap. I'm getting a little bit closer, especially on braking. But then the car is heavy, and in slow and mid corners you feel that the car takes some time to be on that exit spot that allows us to use full power. So the track also is really a good choice. There are plenty of good choices in terms of official tracks on the sim to use with this content. Also third-party tracks, some of them really good, but this is a great track to drive. The cars from this competition in real life use this track during the season, although in a smaller version in terms of layout. And the chicane there, the one that I just drove on, will be my mistake in this final lap. This is my final lap of the race, because under pressure I made a small mistake, and I took a black flag. So you now see that the red arrow there is trying to overtake me, so I'm delaying my braking to force him to go to my rear. He does go, and now I'm trying to use the most that I can of the track to not leave him any room to try and overtake. He's really close to me, as you can see in my rear view mirror there. On my left, he's really close. He's putting me under pressure, and at the same time I'm trying to get close to the car ahead of me. And this is what this content also provides in terms of the driving and in terms of the fun. It's that it forces you, unless you choose the AI to be really soft, but if you choose it at least the way I chose, it forces you to be 100% focused during a race, because they are not giving you any chance. More or less like it happens in a real good series online, where you race against average or good sim racers. So at the almost in the end of this lap, I'm going to make a mistake, because I'm under pressure from the car behind me, and I did delay my braking maybe a little bit too much. And when entering the chicane, in the second in the right, on the exit of the chicane, I did cut the track a little bit. So in the left corner I'm okay, but now the car jumps a little bit too much, and I cut slightly the exit, and the the simulator detected a cutoff, and therefore I had to go straight to the pits. I didn't, and therefore when crossing the finish line right here, black flag. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.